Most men don't notice when it starts happening. One day you're surrounded by friends, noise, comfort, distraction. And then, without warning, something shifts. You begin drifting away from people you once called family. Not because you're cold. Not because you're selfish. But because your mind begins demanding something that most people around you can't give. This is the moment men start outgrowing people, quietly, suddenly, and often long before they realize what's happening. Women tend to maintain emotional networks naturally. Men don't. Men evolve in jumps. In phases. In upgrades. And every upgrade forces distance. A man's self-development isn't smooth or gradual. It comes from internal pressure, disappointment, ambition, failure, responsibility, and silence. Men grow when they're confronted with reality, harshly and without cushioning. And every time that happens, the gap between him and the people who refuse to grow becomes impossible to ignore. The truth is this: men don't just lose interest in old friendships. They outgrow the environments that keep them small. Stoics understood this long before psychology gave it language. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you become indistinguishable from the company you keep, in thought, in discipline, in purpose. The moment a man feels the weight of his mission, he naturally begins filtering his circle. Not intentionally. Not arrogantly. But instinctively. Because when a man starts taking life seriously, people who aren't aligned become exhausting. You notice it when conversations start feeling empty. When the jokes that used to make you laugh suddenly feel childish. When gossip drains you. When complaining feels toxic. When the people you love refuse to take one step forward, while you're fighting for inches every single day. This is where most men experience a quiet kind of grief. You still care about the people around you, but you can no longer stay in places where you are slowly becoming someone you don't respect. A man's growth demands isolation. Not as punishment, but as preparation. It's the space where your mind sharpens, your standards rise, your habits shift, and your goals clarify. And as those internal upgrades happen, people who once fit into your life no longer do. Your values change. Your patience shortens. Your vision tightens. Your tolerance for mediocrity collapses. Women often maintain social ties because their emotional fulfillment is linked to connection. For men, fulfillment is tied to progress. When progress increases, the desire for unnecessary connection decreases. Not because men don't care, but because every minute wasted delays the man he's trying to become. Stoics taught that life is a constant trimming, removing what no longer aligns, releasing what no longer strengthens, and stepping away from anything that pulls you off your path. And here's the part no one talks about: men outgrow people not when they become better, but when they become more honest. When you finally admit what you want. When you recognize what's holding you back. When you stop pretending certain friendships aren't draining you. When you stop apologizing for wanting a life that requires discipline, silence, structure, and ambition. As a man evolves, his social world shrinks but his internal world expands. He replaces noise with clarity. Comfort with purpose. Approval with self-respect. Crowds with direction. And the people who remain, the few who evolve with him, become stronger than any friend group he had before. So if you feel like you're outgrowing people at a speed you can't explain, you're not broken. You're not detached. You're not cold. You're becoming the man you were supposed to be, and not everyone is meant to come with you. This is what the Stoics understood: growth demands separation before it offers transformation. A man must walk alone long enough to recognize himself, so that when he does choose the people in his life, he chooses consciously, not out of habit, not out of fear, but out of alignment. Outgrowing people isn't the end of something. It's the beginning of your real life.